Hello there, my very good friends. There was another big WWE return on last night's Raw.
Rhea Ripley wins a rare intergender match on last night's Raw.
WWE have finally told us what they're going to do with next week's Raw.
And this Japanese fan favourite would turn down WWE for AEW. I'm Adam Wilborn.
Hiya.
And this is the news.
Alright, we're going to kick things off by talking about Bronson Reed.
Yes.
Somewhat unsurprisingly, he is back in WWE as of last night's episode of Raw. This has been talked about for months, it feels like, for ages and ages, but he became the latest Triple H endorsed star to return to WWE under Paul Levesque's watch or whatever. I bet he's got a pocket watch, Paul Levesque.
Oh, yeah.
Just wears it casually, not even just to weddings. Obtuse man. But yeah, he came back. It was during Dexter Lumis versus The Miz on last night's episode of Raw. Yeah, they had a ladder match that was certainly a ladder match.
Boring. How do you make a ladder match boring?
I try to be polite, man. I try to be so polite, and then you just go out with pish. It used to be the other way around.
See if you can guess if they made my list of the most boring wrestlers of 2022 coming your way very soon.
And to clarify, it wasn't good.
No.
But it had Bronson Reed's return. Dexter was about to grab the briefcase full of all the rubbish.
2 bags of money, technically.
Yeah, and he got smoked by big bloody Bronson, didn't he?
Yeah.
Big splash off the top rope. Always looks really cool.
Yeah.
He's back. He's aligned with The Miz. That, of course, allowed The Miz to go up and get the briefcase. And Bronson Reed is friends with The Miz or something. Now, there's ties there, obviously, with Johnny Gargano. They had that cage match in NXT, and Gargano's been raging against The Miz and hanging out with Dexter Lumis. So Triple H clearly trying to tie some NXT stuff into this. Look, I like Bronson Reed a lot. I think he's just bags of fun to watch. Always have thought that about him. Really enjoyed some of his New Japan work this year, particularly opposite Okada. They had some good stuff. I think it was probably a two-way tug of war for his services, right? Between New Japan, where he was getting over quite well, actually, and WWE. He's opted to go back to WWE. Fair play. Think he'll do a good job. Introductory storylines. Maybe could have done this a little differently.
Yeah, I loved Jonah in New Japan and Bronson Reed when he was in NXT. I thought he was a real surprise when it got released because I thought they had big plans for him. He looked
big boy.
Very imposing presence, and I think he could do big things on the roster. There wasn't a reaction to him last night because a lot of the main roster fans don't watch NXT. And yes, he was this big lad getting involved, but a lot of them are like, who's this? What's going on?
Yeah.
So I hope that people soon recognise the talent that this guy's got, because like you say, he's phenomenal in the ring.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love people monstering people. Just
beefing.
Just these move off the top rope. Yeah,
no,
exactly.
Maybe not queefing, but definitely beefing.
But so basically, long story short, congratulations to Bronson Reed. Very happy that he's back in WWE. Hopefully he'll do very well. And just at the end of the day, I just want to watch Johnny Gargano wrestle. Is that too much to ask, Andy?
Yeah, he's got to be wacky now, pal. I'll tell you what, though, one thing that WWE, right? On SmackDown, this really confused me. On SmackDown this week, it was announced that we're going to get Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. That's all right, I know them.
Kevin Owens.
Against Kevin Owens. Who's this guy they're tag teaming with? Like, why didn't they do a proper video package?
Yeah.
Who is this?
He just showed up, no introduction.
Why didn't the announcer ring out his entire Wikipedia? How am I, the casual fan, supposed to know who this weird cat jorts guy is?
I think his name is, John Chainer, I think is how it's pronounced.
I don't know who that is, man. I don't have an internet connection.
I think he's a nurse of being rough.
Oh, okay.
That's his other.
Well, that's all you needed to do, WWE. You gotta tell me who these people are. Yeah.
Intergender wrestling. That's not something I thought I'd see back on WWE TV any soon, but we got it last night on Raw. It was Rhea Ripley versus Akira Tozawa. Granted, Akira Tozawa, I think he did one Hurricane Rana. Was that it?
He tried to dive. He got wiped out.
Yes.
He countered a few things.
That is it. He went for a senton. That was the finish. Yeah. He did a Hurricane Rana, and I think maybe he went for a suplex.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, he lifted Rhea off the ground for about a second and then got smoked. So it was
But it was off the back of the Judgment Day. Yeah! I love Finn Balor. The Judgment Day versus the Street Profits, which the Street Profits won because the formerly blind Dominic Mysterio, briefly, he was working blind at house shows. He's still selling the mist from Asuka. Then he got a drink chucked in his face by Akira Tozawa last night, which distracted Finn and Damien. Finn specifically, because he's the one who got rolled up for the win for the Street Profits. And Rhea was like, I'm not having this. She attacked Akira Tozawa, said, See you out there. Well, they're already out there. So
You're telling me
see you
that
in the
they
ring.
dialed 1-800-SEA?
Yes, exactly. And she smoked his ass.
Promo of the week in the WhatCulture office.
Yeah, love
Awesome.
Butcher and the Blade. And Rhea Ripley won with the Riptide. I've got more of a question in the questions bit later, Andy, regarding intergender wrestling. But what did you make of this?
Yeah, good. It was fun, wasn't it? Right? Like, I'm an Akira Tozawa loyalist. I've been watching this guy for years, going way back to the Dragon Gate days, all of that, before he came into WWE. So it pains me to see him kind of just jobber, fun, happy guy here. I think
He's not a ninja.
Yeah, he's not a ninja. We're past that, fortunately. But I do wish he had a slightly different role. But that being said, this was fun and and a good time. Like WWE, we'll talk more about intergender presumably in the questions later. But they're obviously not going to have like a full-on indie style PWG Candice LeRae absolute banger.
Yeah, I saw some people tweet that Candice LeRae going, and I was like, it's not going to happen, guys.
They're probably not going to do that, brother. So like, I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun, man. What can I say? Like, I do wish Tozawa was doing something a little different. But Rhea Ripley's really great, and this was fun. So
Rhea Ripley's, what a year she's had.
Yeah, she's had a great
What a turnaround, yeah.
She's gonna win the belt next year as well.
100%.
The belt. It's gonna be good.
Well, unless a possessed Alexa Bliss does is smashing glass vases.
What if Rhea Ripley got possessed? She could be Sister Abigail
It's a
too.
really good booking on the Raw preview podcast that they didn't use yesterday. It's Christmas, it's the holiday season, isn't it? Why didn't Bianca Belair say, hey, regardless of what happened last week where you almost Sister Abigail me, here's a present, and Alexa Bliss looks at it, she's like, it looks like structure. And then that's like Nah-Mess flashbacks.
And then
could have used that.
Goo comes out of her mouth.
Always.
Again. Why not? Right, next week's Raw, they've finally told us what they're doing. So this is good. It was reported actually the other day, but WWE confirmed it last night. We're getting the absolute best of 2022
best.
on next week's episode of Raw. The highlights that they showed last night included the forklift from SummerSlam.
Oh my god.
Liv Morgan cashing in, all of that stuff, so you'll probably get a bunch of that. This comes following months of speculation, really, because WWE hadn't really clarified what they were going to do. They had 2 shows scheduled for next Monday, but they're both house shows.
Yeah.
One in New York and one in Columbus, Ohio.
One in MSG, did I see?
That's right, one in MSG. Oof. So that led to people maybe going, well, maybe they'll turn one of those into Raw, or maybe they'll tape like 2 shows this week, which obviously didn't end up happening. But yeah, best of show for me. It's my Christmas break. I don't have to watch that. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Original programming would have to watch, but yeah, there you go. I'm fine with this because it's my break anyway, so I don't care.
Yeah, it's Boxing Day. No one cares.
Yeah.
No one's going to be watching. I put a clip show out. I think it's absolutely right. And, you know, yes, they're getting people working Boxing Day and stuff, but they have given people a Christmas break this year. That's a single hand clap for doing something finally decent to your employees around Christmas for once. And yeah, just a clip show's fine. And after NXT this week, I won't be watching any wrestling until then. I'm probably going to watch the John Cena match, actually.
The thing is, like, I'm the same, right? I'm the same. I sit there and go, right, clean break, 2
Yeah.
weeks off, 2 weeks off. And then I remember, oh yeah, the biggest Stardom show in months is in December, and like WWE will bring John Cena
Best of
back
7 still going on in
nowhere.
AEW.
I still don't really know who Cena is, but yeah, never mind. There's a big Higuchi title defense in DDT. I'm like,
Never ends, brother. The amount of times I see people over Christmas break and they go, wrestling, like, they have a period downtime. And I'm like, never stops. It never, ever stops.
content never sleeps.
But speaking of content, sorry, really, but it's near the end of the year. I've run out. Maki Ito, remember her? She's great, isn't she? She has revealed that if she was going to switch properly to America or any opportunities in American wrestling, she will prefer AEW over WWE. The cult TJPW hero said as much. Did during an interview with WrestlingNews.co's Steve Fall through her interpreter. Who said, the reason she became this popular is thanks to AEW. Whatever happens, even if WWE gives her a cheeky offer from nowhere, she would not accept it. She'd stay right beside AEW all the way. And she's got big goals for 2023 as well. Continuing, in Japan, she wants to get a title belt, obviously. Where for America, she wants to go back to being on AEW TV again. There's only so much time available on American TV, and you can't really leave much of an impact due to how much time you get to be on TV. But she definitely wants to leave a big enough impact to where everyone will remember the name of Maki Ito. I mean, I think of her and I think of the queen of Piss and
Shishis. Yeah, that was
So
funny.
I've not forgotten the name Maki Ito. She is certainly a character.
Maki Ito absolutely rules. I'm not here for anyone who tries to say, oh, Maki Ito's a joke, blah, blah, blah. Maki Ito's the best, man. She is so over, particularly with Western audiences. Like, you cannot argue that character's effectiveness. The social media stuff is great, and the wrestling has come a long way in the past couple of years as well. The thing with Maki Ito, when I was first introduced to her, was yes, this character is fun, it's outlandish, it's over the top, she swears a lot, it's funny, she does the Kokeshi headbutt and stuff. Great, great, great. The work, not quite there. Now, I think the gap is like, you know, maybe it was here before. Now it's like here. There's still some catching up to do because the gimmick is so great, but the work's really good now as well. Like, I love her work with Miyu Yamashita, one of my personal favorites in particular. So yeah, like I'm happy about this. I think I would not like her to go to WWE for multiple reasons. The main one is that if she went there, she wouldn't still be able to work for TJPW, and I like her in TJPW. So keeping up her AEW affiliation makes sense because I'll get to see her in America and I'll get to see her in Japan. It's the best of both worlds. It's good. Maki Ito rules, and if you disagree, then we just disagree about something, man. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I think WWE would ruin someone like Maki Ito, so I'm glad you're staying with
I love
AEW
this.
working in
Our
wrestling.
dynamic used to be I would bury stuff and then you go, maybe. Now it's like me being soft and you going,
I've had it this year.
I love it. I love it.
I'm done.
Evolving. Evolution is a mystery.
Yeah.
I'm Mark Jindrak.
We got the Monstars on our side.
Well, I've got the oatmeal sweater from Uniqlo, but you win.
Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions because I mentioned earlier about this intergender question, so I'll get to it right now from the lovely Jonathan Rivera, who regularly gives us questions. Thank you,
Shouts
Jonathan.
to Jonathan.
Right, I definitely didn't think going into Raw that we'd get a full-on intergender match. My question is, what do you think this means going forward? I could definitely see Charlotte believably competing for, but probably not winning, the world title, the men's world title,
Sure.
I assume he means there.
I think it's quite interesting to think about. I don't necessarily think that this means anything. Like, if you go and watch the match, it's not like Akira Tozawa's punching Rhea Ripley in the face or anything, you know? They were quite careful with the spots they did in that they were mostly counters and they were like rolling moves rather than like impact moves and stuff like that. So I think they were very clever with it. The thing with intergender in WWE is that it's going to be a sponsorship issue, 100%.
Exactly.
So whatever you think of it, if you're a fan of it, if you're not a fan of it, it's going to come down to the PG rating and what sponsors interpret it as. I think the WWE's standpoint is that this is a kids' TV show and we don't want men hitting women on a regular basis. That's not necessarily my standpoint. That I think is what WWE's standpoint. So please don't take that as my argument. I'm
still astonished they did what they did with Nia Jax in that Rumble that year.
Yeah, she ended up taking like 7 finishers.
Yeah,
it's
I was
wild.
like, because that's what I always think is like at the end of the day, all it takes is someone just isolating one bit where Akira Tozawa chins Rhea Ripley in an exchange and going, what's this? Like, it's the corporate nature of this thing now.
Some boring fusspot would go on Twitter and like take a clip. Like if Akira Tozawa after one forearm, they would take that clip, they would put it around, and it would be a nightmare. It would be like when AEW did the pizza cutter spot and like, sponsored, blah blah blah.
That was funny the way it went cut to a pizza.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. But yeah, like I think that WWE would consider it a sponsorship risk.
Yeah, as much as people like Candice or Rhea or Charlotte would probably be up for
I was gonna say, like that being said, like I love those Candice matches from PWG and everywhere. I watched Chris Statlander have some awesome intergender matches as well. Minoru Suzuki's done it in Japan. Like it's on the regular in DDT, which is my favorite wrestling promotion with Saki Akai and other people. So yeah, I just think that's where it is. But I do agree, like Charlotte is like tall and she's well built. She could believably go toe to toe with someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rhea Ripley's another. The thing I like most about Rhea Ripley is that she's only about 5'7" or something.
Really?
Yeah, but
she looks huge.
She projects like she's 7 foot tall. Like it's a testament to how awesome she is at her job.
Wow, I didn't know that.
But I think this was a fun one-off.
Yes, I agree with you. I think basically, in answer to your question, Jonathan, we agree with you. We think that Charlotte and people like her would be great. I think that we'd actually like to see more stuff like that, but it's not going to happen, certainly not in WWE, any more than what we got last night on Raw.
Yeah, and I would never sit here and go, it's fake good, it's a blah, blah, blah. It's just, I think it's a sponsorship issue for WWE. I can't speak properly today.
Mark Solid gives us our second question of the day. Right, morning legends. Thoughts on eventually giving Kofi an NXT title run? Of course, the New Day now NXT Tag Champions at the moment. And Woods a WWE World world title run simultaneously, maybe a year or two from now, if they did, who would be the respected champions with how Papa H is booking and re-signings? In terms of like Woods, I'd love for him to win a world title. The storyline. I'd also like him to win it from Brock Lesnar, considering Brock took it from his boys each time.
Yeah, this is the thing for me, right? I'm not a fan of like just giving someone the belt because they're like good and they've been around a while and they're really popular. I think it has to be the right story and they have to be the right degree of overness. And the New Day are eternally over, so you've kind of checked that box. But it would have to be the right story, right? If you can believably get Woods to that point, hell yeah, like he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's great, and the New Day have so much stock. They're such likable guys. They've been doing this forever. If you can tell the right story, hell yeah. Like, I mean, if you can tell the right story, this chair could be the world champion.
This chair could be world champion, and this chair's a piece of crap.
Nicholas,
see, I'm being good.
There you go.
He was effing and jeffing on WrestleCulture last week because we've been naughty on the news. Sorry,
sweetie
mate.
boy. Yeah, I love it. You're a little sweetie boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kofi NXT title run. Yeah, obviously.
Sure. Why not? Because like Kofi holding that belt, he's a former top level main roster world champion. If you got an up and coming heel, great guy to do for him.
Yeah.
Like Von Wagner. Maybe
He's got a great deal of heart. Final question today is a bit of a surprise for you. It comes from Joe Dugdale, but it's not actually a question from Joe Dugdale. Hang on, let me just rewind this back to the beginning because I don't want to step on my own dick here. Okay? Because this is a question, Andy Murray, from Santa.
Hello, WhatCulture Wrestling. I was wondering if I had to replace my reindeer, which wrestlers do you think would make the best reindeer and which one? And also, those of you working at WhatCulture Wrestling, all of which are on the nice list.
Hey! Thanks, Santa.
There's a few of us that definitely shouldn't be on the nice list, brother.
Yeah.
But shout outs to Santa. I've not seen him in a while.
Yeah. So yeah, which wrestlers and people at WhatCulture would replace reindeer?
Butch. He's like a dog anyway. Like, you know, a reindeer is a type of dog.
How many reindeer are there? 7? Hang on, I need to Google this.
Hold on.
Dasher,
hold on.
Dancer.
Whoa. Rudolph, Dasher, Dancer, Pew Pew, Barney McGrew,
How many reindeer?
Tinky Winky,
Santa.
Lala.
8.
Okay.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donna, Blitzen, plus Rudolph. Is that right? Yeah. It's 9 then. So 9.
All right.
Yeah, 9. So Butch, Simon Miller.
Yeah,
he's Rudolph.
Pull the whole sleigh himself.
Yeah.
Boost.
Like make his bald head shiny and red.
Well, you need someone with a big red nose, Triple H. There you go.
Right. Okay. Wardlow.
Yeah, big boy on the roof.
Tell you what. Do you know what a sleigh really needs? Power.
There you go. Boom.
Our house Hobbs.
We've got 5.
After what she did last night, Rhea Ripley, as a sort of emo reindeer. We need a bit.
Malachi, like that, completed with the House of Black. There you go. They wear the antlers. They wear the antlers in their entrance. There you go.
Yeah, and
If
we need a backup, Postman Pierce, because he's good at organising things.
Yeah, the Santa can wear Julia Hart's hat.
Yeah.
There you go.
So only Miller from WhatCulture's getting in there.
Yeah, we're all made of like.
Yeah, I'm not.
Soft stuff.
I can barely wrap a present without slightly cutting my finger and crying for 5 hours.
Yeah,
So
it's weak.
speaking of Simon Miller, shout out to Madness Entertainment who started the campaign early, Andy. I want to get a petition to get Simon Miller a guest spot in the Royal Rumble. Please let this happen. He's even photoshopped Miller onto the Rumble poster.
Why the hell not?
Can you imagine? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why? Here's why.
At least his entrance music would get a pop, unlike the stuff that we got last year.
It's a really good point.
Like last year, it was like, well, generic riff. What is this music?
Me and Phil were sat here, right, and we're doing live reactions. The clue's in the title. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's Alicia Tron, I can't see. It's look who it is. It's that mid-carder.
You know what? It's really wild how like for years, like decades, WWE were the best at entrance music. Jim Johnson, like I'm a CFO's guy as well, like all that stuff. The past couple of years, it's not there.
No.
Like, I really like what
was the last new theme that they made that's really boom?
I think most would
I'm
probably
in the
say
flipping-
Roman. Oh, the Judgment Day is like it's
Doesn't-
an
it doesn't
altar bridge.
count, yeah.
Yeah.
Roman, yeah.
Roman probably. Like, correct us if we're wrong. I like the Gunther one.
Yeah.
I think it's quite good. It feels big. But I also liked the one, the Dvorak one as well. Yeah.
Just, you've got boatloads of money,
Hey,
WWE. Just buy some
I'll
people.
tell you what. Let's ignite the comment section.
Oh, here we go.
AEW music better. Like, it's not even close.
Oh, yeah,
it's
have
not
a point
even
there, you know.
close. Like, AEW's music smokes WWE's these days.
Certainly, yeah. Certainly, if you start from when when AEW started.
AEW wasn't great when it started for
No.
music, but now it's like Mikey Ruckus is killing it.
Yeah.
Like, he got a couple of months into the gimmick and he was like killing it straight up. Like,
Yeah.
the Sting theme is one of the best wrestling entrant themes ever.
Could you even say that Ruckus is king of the mics?
No. But then
Sorry, mate, I tried.
They get so many other cool people
Yeah.
to do music, and like they get the license
And they
ones
just
as well.
can pay for songs.
Yeah. I've got a cough. I need to finish this video.
Sorry. I've got stuff to do.
I'm going home so I don't infect everyone. But you've already had a cold, so you're fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm immune, baby. Yeah!
Yeah.
My Finn Balor impression for the day. Right, let us know your thoughts on everything we've discussed. Is it even a you, Santa? In the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to What Culture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. Myself and the Dudley Boys sitting down to review Raw and preview NXT, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. Yo! I've Dax Harwooded myself.
Thoroughly deserved.
Dope. At WhatCulture WWE for all your Twitter questions, or obviously we sometimes do it on the YouTube community page, so make sure you're always checking WhatCulture WWE's YouTube community page, WhatCulture Wrestling's YouTube community page as well. At WhatCulture WWE on Twitter for Twitter questions. Andy Murray's on Twitter
At Andy H. Murray, the H stands for hat trick. Amazing that we finally got the first legitimate hat trick in World Cup final history.
You and Ali McCoy.
All of the goals crossed the line.
The only two people are allowed to get away with that sort of patter. Fair play.
Jeff Hurst, you're a hack.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have counted.
Congratulations to P&L Pesci.
Yeah.
Follow me-
Ronaldo and Bombappé in the mud. I saw a new one.
Oh, the new one.
Usman Bombelli.
Brilliant. Adam Wilmore on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE for all of us. But for now, my thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for joining
Hugo
us.
Penis in goals.
It's never going to beat Piss Poddle, mate. Thanks to Santa, and we'll see you soon.